Welcome to yogaru.ie. In this practice, I'm going to be guiding you through my move and restore sequence. You will find a link to the sequence below. I also teach this style of class on Friday mornings, which I will link to below as well. This is a blended class where the first half of the class we'll be moving strongly and flowing with the breath, and for the second half we will be coming into some restorative poses. So what we're doing is we're tapping into both sides of the nervous system here and teaching it how to transition from doing to non-doing and cultivating this manual nervous system so that in your everyday life off the mat that you have this coping mechanism which allows you to kind of transition from doing to non-doing and just cope more readily with the challenges in life. So we'll get started immediately. What you will need in terms of the restorative part of the practice is just 3 blankets. So just to show you that even though props are king in restorative, we can do it quite simply with very few props as well. Okay, starting on hands and knees. So our peak pose for this practice is Shavasana, so locust pose. So we'll be doing some nice bits of chest opening, and we'll also be doing some nice side bending in a way to lift for little bits of space between the vertebrae. So starting on all fours, we're going to come through in a slightly different version of cat-cow, where we're going to be keeping with the open chest. So with my mini flows, I guide you through them first, and then we move through it with the breath. So if I cue the breath, you continue to breathe while I give you some alignment cues. So inhale, the belly drops down towards the ground and softens. The gaze comes forward, but we're not flexing our neck too much. So almost like you're looking up, because there's a light tucking of the chin there as well to lengthen through the back of your neck a little bit. And then exhale, rather than rounding the back, we're just going to press back into an open-chested child pose. So that's our mini flow in our cat-cow. So it's inhaling and then exhaling. You can come through this with me. We're going to inhale, back up to all fours. We're going to spin on our next exhale. The right foot spins off to the right side of your mat. You reach your left leg away and you're going to reach your right arm up. Then on our inhale, we're going to reach back towards that foot. So it's an active back bend. We're not going to hold onto the foot. We are literally just reaching for it, which is strengthening for the muscles of the back. And then we're going to exhale back to all fours again. So just to demonstrate it on the other side, and then we move with the breath. So inhaling here, belly drops down, and exhaling to an open chest child pose. Inhaling up to all fours. Exhaling, we pivot the foot off to the left side of the mat, reach the right leg away, reach the right arm up. Inhale, you can see there a few of the back there. Now I'm reaching towards the foot, but I'm not grabbing onto it. Active back bend. And then exhaling back to all fours again. Okay, so we're going to flow through that with the breath. And don't worry if you get muddled up, you just follow back with me. Or you can take a child's pose, take a breather, and then follow for the next round. Inhale here, belly drops down towards the ground. Feel a sense of the shoulder blades moving towards the top of the hips there now. Exhale, press back into your open chested child's pose. Inhale, back up to all fours. Exhale, pivot that right foot off the mat, reach the left leg away, reach the right arm up. Inhale, your active back bend, curving through the whole spine here. Little bit of a back bend and a neck opening as well. And then exhale back to all fours again. Same thing, second side. So inhale, opening the chest, belly softens, back of the hips towards the back of the shoulders. Exhale, open chest, keeping it nice and strong in the back. Inhale, up to all fours. And exhale, pivot left foot off the mat. Right leg reaches, right arm up. Inhale, coming into your back bend. Reach your fingertips towards that foot. Really squeeze into the back of that hip there now. And exhale back to all fours again. We're going to come into our next flow, which is just going to be a little standing flow. So tuck the toes in, lift the hips up and back, and just step the feet forward any way you want. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, midline prayer position. So for back bending, again, as I mentioned at the start, it's always good to try and find little bits of space between the vertebrae so that you can find that lovely opening to the chest. So we're going to just do a few little standing side bends here. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, just bending over to your left hand side. Press strongly now through that right foot, reach through the right fingertips. Find lovely little bits of space between the rib cage there. Inhale, reach both arms up again. Exhale, hinging over to the right. Press strongly into that left foot now, reach through the left fingertips. Inhale, reach the arms up again. Then exhale, we're going to come into kind of an open-chested chair pose with the hands on the knees. So press the hands into the knees, reach the chest forward, and feel the strength all the way down your back there. All the muscles that support the spine are really activating there to bring your chest up and forward. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, hands down, the midline in prayer position. Into your forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to the knees again. Find the strength in your back for your half forward fold. And then exhale, hands to the ground and step it back to all fours. On your next, now we're going to come into our next mini flow. Same thing, I'm going to cue you through it with the breath and give you extra bits of alignment, and then we'll flow and move per breath. Okay, on your next breath, you're going to step that right foot just to the inside of the right hand there now. Inhale, coming up, reaching the arms up high. So in this, the way I do my lunges, it's less about the hips dropping down, it's more about pressing into that front foot and the hips lifting up. So in that way, we're really stretching through these hip flexors, which are the muscles that get terribly tight if we spend a lot of time sitting, working throughout the day. So it's this action, pressing into that front foot, squeezing into back the hip, lifting that bone up. It's a lot more subtle, but you feel this tilting of the pelvis back to get that lovely stretch through the front there, and even a little bit through the front quad as well. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And then exhale, arms into cactus position. So I'm going into this pose, cactus position, and reaching back into a back bend. So for your back bend, see can you lift, 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 almost like there's a bar just at the back of your shoulder blades, and you're trying to lift yourself up and over it into your back bend. Inhale to reach. We're going to do 3 rounds of these. And exhale, lifting over that imaginary bar. Inhale to reach. And as the last time, lifting, reaching back. Inhale. Then exhale, you're going to place your right hand on the back of your left thigh there. Reach the left fingertips to the right back corner of your mat there. Lovely, strong side stretch. Inhale, reaching both arms again. And then exhale, you're going to come into a closed twist. You're going to reach the right hand to the back of the mat, the left hand to the front of the mat. So feeling that strong stretch, unaided stretch. So with an unaided stretch, as in we're not using anything to find the stretch, there's a lot more muscle activity going on. And breathing. Inhale, reach both arms up, and then exhale, just step that right foot back into all fours. Okay, we're going to demo on the other side, and then again we'll flow with the breath. So on your next breath, step that left foot forward and inhale to come up. We like it a little bit more fluid with this one. So inhale, reach. Actually, let's just check that hip again. So press into that left foot now. Tilt and lift the hips. Squeeze into the back of that right hip now. Tilt the hips back. So can you find that lovely stretch through that hip flexor there? Inhale, reach the arms up high. Find length through the spine first. And then exhale, you might find your imaginary bar coming into your cactus position. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to lift and reach. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. This time, the left hand comes to the back of the right thigh. Right fingertips reach to the left back of your mat. Now feel that lovely stretch from the right knee all the way to the right fingertips. Inhale to reach, so that prepares you for your twist as well. And then exhale, twisting to the left this time. Reaching the left fingertips back and the right fingertips forward. Inhale, reach both arms up now. And exhale, hands down on the mat. Okay, we're going to come all the way down to the mat now. So from tabletop position on your next exhale, then the elbows coming all the way down. We're going to take a few rounds of our peak pose here. We'll take three rounds of Shavasana. So come into Sphinx pose, which is basically just the elbows directly underneath the shoulders, pressing to your palms of your hands, pressing to your forearms. Find that lovely chest opening again. So shoulder blades drawing together, shoulders reaching back and softening down. Feel even in this position, and you have a little bit of a splint here, but still feel the strength of the back muscles there. So now that we've found that strength, and of course you're not probably going to stay up this high, but let's come straight into Shavasana and see can we continue to feel the strength in the back of those muscles there. So on your next inhale, circle the arms back towards the feet and lift the legs. Open the shoulders back. So even think again, like we did at the start, shoulders towards the back of the hips there. Lengthening through the neck. So the same thing again that we did at the start. You're flexing your neck, but you're tucking your chin ever so slightly to make sure we don't go into too much flexion in the cervical spine. And breathe in. And exhale, coming all the way down. Place the forehead on the hands. Let the feet drop out to the side there. And just let everything relax for one breath. Getting ready to go again, so you can come through Sphinx pose again if you want, or just come straight up into it, reaching the fingertips back, pressing into the pubic bone, and also having a sense of drawing your navel towards your spine. So we don't want the belly puffing here in order to kind of lift us up artificially. We're still drawing the navel in towards the spine. Exhaling, coming down. We'll do one more of them. Let everything relax. And the last time, inhale, coming up, breathing, feeling the difference the breath makes when you're pressing all your weight down into your belly. And then coming all the way down again. Keeping moving, hands either side of your chest, press up to all fours here. And then we're going to come into a standing version of what we did with one foot down, or one knee down. And we're going to come through just for one flow. And we're going to come straight into it because you're pretty familiar with the flow now. So step the right foot just to the inside of the right hand. So make sure that your feet and that knee there are nice and wide here, like they're on train tracks. So we don't want the feet close together because that's hard for a high lunge balance. Tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee up. And inhale, placing your hands on your right knee if you need a little bit of help to help you come up to your high lunge. So again, have a sense of the tailbone dropping down, those hip bones lifting up, a little bend in that knee if you need it. So if you find that really reaching that heel away is tilting your pelvis forward, this isn't stretching anything in your hip flexors here. So a little bend in the knee and lifting the pelvis up and back will give you a much stronger stretch in the front of the hips there, which is what we're looking for. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Then exhale into our cactus position again. Imaginary bar. Inhale, lift. And exhale, back bending. Last time, inhale, lift. And exhale. Feeling again for even that just sense of cinching the waist in, this transverse abdominis, containing the organs of the body and protecting your back. Inhale to reach, exhale, right hand to the back of the left thigh, reach left fingertips to the back right corner of your mat. Inhale to reach, exhale, twisting to your right fingertips to the back of the mat, left fingertips to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach, and then exhale, hands either side of the front foot and just stepping it back to all fours. Might be nice to even take 1 or 2 rounds of cat-cow between sides. And then we're going to go straight into it and step the left leg forward. Tuck the right toes under now. Lift the right knee up. And inhale, lift yourself up into your high lunge. Tilting the pelvis back. You can bend in that back knee if you need to. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale into our cactus. Inhale, reach. Find length through the spine. Lifting through this space between the last rib and the hips. And exhale into cactus. Inhale, last time, reach. And exhaling, breathing. Inhale, reach. Exhale, right fingertips to the back, our left fingers to the back of the right knee. Reach the right fingertips to the back left corner of your mat. Lots of lefts and rights. Inhale, reaching. Then exhale, twisting to the left. Lengthening through the spine. So it's always important to lengthen through the spine before you twist. Think about those vertebrae, they draw together as you twist. So you want to find space between them to give them as best opportunity to twist. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Hands either side of the front foot, flipping it back to downward dog, and then just bring the knees down. We're going to take 1 or 2 rounds of cat-cow. And coming down to our chest again. We're just going to take a slightly longer hold in Shalabhasana, and then we are ready to come into the restorative version of our flow. Okay, so when you're ready on your next inhale, reach the fingertips back, lift the legs. So you can stay here if you want, or you can always play around with your versions of Shalabhasana. So the sequences you download from my website, you might find Shalabhasana there, but you might want to play around with it and add in your own versions of it. You can bring your arms into cactus position. You can reach the arms forward. You can have the legs and arms wide. You can have the arms and legs pressing together. And each version has its own little selection of muscles that will be working for you. Okay, so bring everything down to mat. And just rest your hands into your mat, lift your hips up, and just come back into a kneeling position. So we are going to move into the restorative section of our flow. So the first part, you're moving quickly. We're getting straight into it. We're getting the heart rate up. We're moving through all the muscles of the body in order to accept and receive the restorative section of our class. So we're going to start with just constructive rest, and then we will set up our first pose with our block. So coming onto your back now, remembering restorative is a practice with loads of layers. So socks on, get your sweatshirts ready, have spare blankets to put on top of you. You cool down very fast. It's very hard to warm back up again, but it's easier to kind of just stay warm to regulate your temperature. So come down onto your back, just for 1 or 2 breaths for constructive rest. So feet mat distance apart, knees knocked in together. Hands can be facing up if you felt that you built quite a bit of heat during our flowing section, or palms facing down if you feel that you want and you kind of feel you need a little bit of grounding there. Starting to bring your attention to your breath here. Seeing, can you gently guide it to be a little bit more gentle? Just observing your breath, being curious about it. And start to really link in with sensations in your body, starting from the top of your head and just scanning down for little bits of held tension from the movement section of our class. So are you still holding the muscles around your spine? Are you still gripping anywhere at the back of your hips there? Just gently guiding it to release. Sending signals to the whole body that it's now time to assimilate all the work that it's done and an appreciation for what it's done. So when you're ready, just rolling over to your right hand side, press yourself up, and we'll get ourselves into our first restorative pose. So it's a 2-sided pose, which is going to be a twist. So different ways to do your blankets, and most folds of the blanket start with a 4 fold. So get your blanket and smoothly fold it in 4. Then we are going to fold it in 3 in an accordion style. So that's my 4 fold, nicely smoothed out. So it's always really important to have no little creases that you want you'll end up lying on and kind of bother you. So an accordion fold is a 3 fold. We're going to pop that in the center of our mat there. We're going to have 1 blanket to the side and 1 blanket at the top of our mat. So you're going to come onto the blanket to the side. This one we're going to drape over our hips. So it's a nice one just to bring a little bit of the weight. You hear about these weighted blankets being really good for the nervous system. So it's always good, even if you're not particularly feeling cold, just to break some sort of a little bit of weight on your body, just to help you come down to the ground. Okay, so we're going to come up, start with our left hip. So you're going to place your left hip at the back of your long blanket there. And I want the whole extent of your thigh resting on your accordion fold blanket. You're going to come down onto the left side there and into a twist. So from the left side, you're going to place your cactus arm, left arm on the ground. See that I'm still on my side here. And I'm going to place my right arm on top of it. And on an inhale, I'm going to open myself up into a twist. So the legs are staying down on the mat. The legs position, they're bent. I can wrap that left foot around the back of the right calf there and hook the toe just to keep it in place. And then this blanket that we had placed at the top of the blanket of the mat there, I'm going to pop that underneath the right shoulder. So we don't want anything hanging in space. And if you find that this is quite a deep twist for you, you can double that blanket up and make it as high as you need to ensure that you are holding that you are supporting that shoulder, you are holding it. And just settling into this version of the twist. Now that leg position feels like it's bringing a little bit too much tension into this top hip here. We can get our other blanket and change the position of our legs. So this was the one that we were going to place over you. But if you want to change the position of your legs, this version brings quite a strong stretch into that top hip. So you can just fold the blanket up between your legs and then come back into your twist again. You can still hook that left toe to the outside of the arch of the right foot there. It's nice to have something hooking. And can you feel your breath in your right lungs there? Feel the breath in the space between each right rib. And you start to gently lengthen your breath here without much effort at all. Particularly your exhale. Simply found a really smooth and gentle and restorative exhale. And checking in with yourself again, making sure that everything is still happy. Sometimes when you've been in the pose for a minute or two, that's when you notice whether you need to adjust. And feeling for a lovely stretch through the side of the body there. And taking one more breath here before we gently move to our second side. One more inhale and then exhale, rolling over to your left hand side. With your left hand on the mat to lift yourself up. And just get ready to move to your side. So just sit in this way to do it is to just flip your hips over to the other side. So put your left hip on the end of your accordion fold there. And the entire length of your right thigh, the outside of your right thigh, is going to be along the blanket. Now you can have the legs again in this fashion where the left toes, or the right big toe is wrapped around the left calf there, or we might put that in underneath us in a minute. And we're going to bring the blanket over to the left side here, have that ready for the left shoulder. Bring yourself into cactus position on the cactus arms on the left side, right side now. And on your next inhale, open yourself out into your twist. Put the blanket underneath your left shoulder now. And decide now whether, again, this is a little bit too much for that top hip. Do you want to stay there, or would it feel good to pop the blanket between the hips there, just to lift that top leg just a little bit? And take a little bit of a stretch out of that top left hip there. Scanning down through the body now, making sure that you're happy with your position, making sure that you're warm enough, making sure that everything is supported. If you need a little bit more support under that left shoulder, roll that blanket up a little bit more. And scanning down through the body now from the top of your head to your toes, checking for any little bits of held tension. Bringing your attention back to the breath now. Feeling for the breath now in your left lungs, space between the ribs. Continue to lengthen your breath. Checking in with yourself now, making sure that you're very happy with your chosen pose, your position. Is there anything you need to change? See what it feels like to lengthen the breath a little bit in this twist position. A bit harder to take a longer breath, very nurturing for the lungs. Checking to see, is there anywhere that you're holding little bits of tension, like the fingers, anywhere in your legs, skin across your forehead, your jaw, anywhere that's holding itself in space that doesn't need to be. And getting ready now to come out of this pose. So just the simplest way is to roll over to your right hand side now. Use your left hand on the ground to really gently lift yourself up. And we're going to just pop the blankets out to the side there and come into Shavasana. So it might be nice to unfold your accordion fold and just roll it up into a full row. And you can pop that underneath your knees. And while we have the blankets here, we'll make a neck roll as well. So get one of your blankets into a fourfold. And then just roll the bottom section of your blanket up, just one or two rows, and put it at the top of your mat there. Gently using your arms to help you come all the way down. And place your blanket roll just underneath the back of your neck there. So you want it to support your neck, but not particularly to be lifting it up. It's lovely along with the senses at the back of your neck there. So coming into your Shavasana, even in restorative we take Shavasana just to come to a neutral position and just let everything feel symmetrical again. Into the last few moments of silence, this transitional pose between your practice and the rest of your day. Soften the skin across your forehead. Staying close to the breath now. Just for 3 more breaths, letting your whole body restore. Now you can stay here if you want to just stay in Shavasana and absorb the benefits of your practice for a little bit longer. Or you're ready to come out and finish your practice, gently rolling over to your right hand side. Press your left hand into the mat to lift yourself up. And just coming to a comfortable cross-legged position. Hands in prayer position at your heart. Close to your third eye, to your lips, to your heart center, and namaste. And thank you for practicing with me. So I hope you enjoyed that, the idea of moving from doing to non-doing, and the idea of adding a little bit of restorative practice to your own regular practice. So combining the benefits of both, and you're getting different things from the moving and different things from the restoring. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.